Welcome to Humans of Emapta, where we interview amazing humans like Wondz. Hi, Wondz. Welcome. Thank you for coming here.
Hi, Bianca. Happy to be here.
Wondz, can you introduce yourself a little? What do you do at Emapta, your role, and maybe some interesting facts about your role?
Of course. I'm Juan Salazar, Deputy Head for People and Culture, Philippines. I guess with a long title comes a lot of responsibilities, for sure. Responsibilities that I surely enjoy doing. I primarily oversee people and culture for the Philippines, obviously, and that includes people business partnerships, HR operations, and our amazing Emapta Academy, of course. Something personal, I love baking and I play the piano.
Oh, I didn't know that both, and sincerely, I didn't. What do you like baking?
I like baking brownies, dark chocolate brownies.
Oh, I'm hungry. How often do you bake?
Every week, every weekend.
Do you do it like as a side business or just for fun?
Just for fun. It's very therapeutic, I guess, for me.
How about the dishes that come after baking?
The dishes.
Forget about it.
Forget about it. That's really the reason why I wouldn't really want to bake when I start looking at everything that I need to dish.
Because there's so much. Like,
there's so much.
Every single bowl needs to be separate.
That's true. It's a test of patience and accuracy for sure.
Similar to the job that you have right now, it's a test of patience. For everyone's reference, people and culture is also HR. For a lot of different industries or companies, it's basically HR, but we like to call it people and culture because it plays such a huge importance. The people and the culture that we build. Once I know HR, people and culture isn't an easy job, and well, we can say that with every job, but specifically there's so much that needs to be done. Can you talk about a few of those things, or like some of the important things that HR handles on a regular basis?
The centerpiece of it all really is employee experience. Mm-hmm. And there are so many segments to it, but primarily it's making employees feel that they are part of an amazing organization, one. Number two, that they feel constantly connected to Emapta on a daily basis, whether through their work, our wonderful office here in PNB. And then number three, to make sure that they constantly feel that they are well taken care of. That's really what people and culture does on a day-to-day basis, whether that's making sure that your questions in our enterprise ticketing system gets answered timely, or maybe have a question about how to file a leave, how to file a loan, or even requesting for a certificate of employment because you want to travel the world. All of these things end to end really elevates employee experience every step of the way.
Right. And would you say, because I heard from the Vines that we won second year in a row HR Asia's best company to work for, one of the best companies to work for, and you're talking about employee experience, and I know that HR Asia's award really centers on the experience of employees. Congratulations, by the way. But also, the bigger question there is, what's that journey like? Getting recognized as one of the best companies to work for. What's that journey been like? Because I know that didn't happen just because, right?
So we started as far back as July 2022 in terms of the timeline that we follow for the People and Culture Transformation Roadmap. And the end goal of that roadmap really is, as mentioned earlier, to elevate employee experience. And it involved a lot of process tweaking, adding more people to the team, and understanding, and this is probably the most important, understanding what our employees are saying and what they really want or what would really make them feel engaged and truly be connected to the company. It took us 12 months, an entire year, to roll out over 24 programs targeting leadership development or learning and development in general, organization effectiveness, employee touch points, performance management, employee development, career mapping, talent reviews, performance calibrations, our very own performance management framework. I mean, I can go on and on and on.
Yeah.
So we leverage on our employee touchpoints. It's really making sure that we listen to them at every stage
Yeah.
of their employment. From the feedback that we get, that's where we start all of these brainstorming activities and coming up with account-specific or even organization-wide programs that we see right now. And it's really a continuous learning process. It's being open to feedback, because that's really what keeps us honest and accountable in making sure that employees feel good about Emapta and their stay with us.
Yeah. Now I'm wondering, what does it take to be an HR? Because there's definitely the operations side that you need to be able to do, from the feedback that you're getting. You need empathy, soft skills there. From that feedback, you need to be able to operationalize it to make it actually happen. And then there's the customer service, because at the end of the day, our people are our customers as well, and we want to make our customers happy. And so that's a well-rounded set of skills, and probably also a certain level of patience that needs to, be part of. Yeah. So what would you say, when looking for HR people, and I know there are different specializations in HR as well, when you're looking for those people, what would be like some key traits that every single person who's holding any position, junior or senior in HR, needs to have?
The genuine intent to help, whether or not you know the person, whether or not you have an existing relationship. It's the intent to help and the genuine, really care, which we would call malasakit really here in the Philippines. That's very central to how an HR professional becomes successful in their role, because it's not always going to be everyday rainbows and sunshine. There are days that as HR professionals, we are met with a lot of complaints, a lot of disappointments. But if that's really what grounds you as an HR person, you'll just continue to go on, because for you and for me as an HR professional, it's really what makes the job fulfilling at the end of the day. It's
so
being
like
able to help.
intent to help is super important, because it's gonna take from you if that's not like something like a core value that matters, right? Being an HR is hard. I'm a marketer, so I'm good. No, but really our HR business partners, people from HR, and even our other support team members, a level of care that's so ingrained in the system. And would you agree, Wondz, when I say and when I came into Emapta like several years ago, I would say one of the things that I found immediately was that everyone wanted to, support you. Everyone wanted to support you. And would you say that that's the culture that Emapta has?
It is, for sure. I thought at first when I joined just a year ago, what a surprise. I thought that initially it was just, people say that everywhere. But it really is true. At every level of the organization, I've heard so many stories about people randomly helping each other, and even amongst leaders, the genuine intent to really help out, even if you don't get anything in return, even to some extent that you'll be hassled by actually helping out. You know that it's genuine when you see that people are actually celebrating with you when you start reaching all of these goals.
What would you say, if someone asks you, explain to me how the Emapta culture is, apart from that level of care? Is there any like traits that are across like the organization obvious and seen in different parts of the organization?
Respect.
That's good.
Respect, for sure. That word really gets thrown around quite a lot, that we respect each other. But the way I see it, I see different forms of respect in Emapta. And it's not just respect in terms of being nice to each other. It's actually respect towards each other's difference. Respect towards established processes and standards. Respect towards boundaries. And every single time, I see that that's the reason why people genuinely want to help everybody. Because they understand where the other side is always coming from.
A lot of plans, 2022, and a lot of projects you mentioned, like 12 to 2 dozen projects that you've launched and implemented, and I know that there's still a lot more in your pipeline. On our conversations outside of this, like Wondz has 200 million other things that he wants to be able to do. But so what do you think is next immediately? What is the vision in the next year or two for our people and culture?
Definitely, it's to be more technology enabled.
Okay.
I guess that's not just our goal here, but I mean globally, there's definitely a push for that. To be able to adapt new technologies that enable better communication between employees and us. To be able to use technology to implement more employee experience impacting programs, data analytics even. That's definitely at the top of our list right now.
Yeah. So when people hear technology, though, they think it steers you away from customer service, like the human touch. And that happens sometimes, because automations are necessary, especially with the team our size.
Yes.
Managing 7,000 people's happiness and welfare isn't easy. But how do you, manage to not take away from the human touch, from that face-to-face, because sometimes it's irreplaceable, right? That face-to-face interaction with like technological advancements and bringing in better processes and automations.
The way I see it, it really enables people and culture and an organization. It brings up faster if information is at your fingertips, really. But it doesn't really take away the human touch, the very human interaction that we have to go through on a day-to-day basis just to feel alive. It will be there and it will always be there. And what really happens is, in those conversations, you don't talk about how to request for a COE anymore.
Right.
What you talk about is, what are your dreams and how can I help you achieve
that.
it? That's how I see it. It's not exclusive of each other. It's very complementary of each other.
I like that. It doesn't, take away from the human touch. Rather than talking about like the small things, we talk about aspirations and dreams. I like that. That's a quote. So once, thank you again for your time. It's been a pleasure, and congratulations to Emapta for winning HR Asia's Best Companies to Work For in Asia. Second year in a row. That's superb. It's an achievement. It's been built on hard work and dedication and true care for people. One last final thing before we say goodbye. Can you, for anyone who's interested in having a career shift or maybe going with something better, going to Emapta, what would be your advice to them?
It's just really understanding what you want. What's your immediate goal in life and what will truly make you motivated and happy, regardless if it's a career shift or maybe it's a step up from your current role. It's just making sure that you're happy in the next step that you will take in your career.
Okay, that you're happy, you have a good experience, so go with Emapta. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.